A line that hasn't really come out yet. Some of them are at 3.5. Actually, looks like they're readjusting now. Seattle now 5.5. We don't know the status of quarterback Matt Ryan in this football game, but they were absolutely detonated at home last week. Mohamed Sanu is traded now for a second-round pick to the New England Patriots, so it looks like the teardown process is in order. The only thing left is to probably fire Dan Quinn maybe after a week or two, because I don't see them getting a victory here against the Seattle Seahawks. The one interesting thing about the Seahawks is Russell Wilson does it all. Russell Wilson doesn't need an offensive line, but you saw last week again, the MO with the Seahawks is they struggle to win football games at times, but if they beat you, they stay close. Now you're asking the Seattle Seahawks to win by a touchdown on the road in the Dome. The Falcons are a dead team, but yet some people are still going to try to back them. One of the last things, they're last in the league in sacks. And if you're last in the league in sacks going against Russell Wilson, good luck trying to sack him. He's going to make plays out of the pocket. This is a dead team walking here, but do we trust Seattle coming to the East Coast and winning by a touchdown or more here, Will?
I don't think, I would say without a doubt, yes, with the exception of the fact that Dan Quinn is on his last lifeline here. And he was a Pete Carroll guy. I don't think that Pete Carroll is necessarily going to put his foot on Dan Quinn's throat. Maybe he will, but he does not come across as that kind of a guy to me. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if Seattle can get a comfortable lead here. Whether they're going up against Matt Ryan or Matt Schaub is kind of inconsequential as far as I can tell you. And, I don't even have an opinion as to whether I'd rather play a hurt Ryan
right.
or a healthy Schaub at this point. I don't think it really matters. And so I do think, you have to kind of look for maybe a second half under sort of a look here. Like if Seattle's in control of the game, they're probably going to shorten this thing up pretty good and just try to get out of town with the win, as opposed to really putting a beat down and an embarrassing loss to kind of end Dan Quinn's tenure in Atlanta, because they're going on bye next week. This is probably his last game as head coach. It should be his last game as head coach. And, this total is a little high. If that exact game script plays out, it probably comes in well under.
Yep, you're a smart guy here, and this is what we like to do. We like to have some fun because, us as cappers, we can probably build a case for either team here. Just a quick synopsis here. If your people are out there saying the line is going to be 5.5, which it looks like it is right now, over under 53, let's just take a look at the side here. Why should we back Atlanta? Like, what's the prognosis of if you're going to back Atlanta, here's how you can feel comfortable doing it. Is there a path for them?
That you would like to be able to make a case for both sides, but this is one where I don't know if I can. It's such a disaster there. I guess here's the case. The case for Atlanta is they're going up against a defense that can be scored on, that can be run on. We just saw, we've seen a number of teams this year really put serious pressure on Seattle's defense. They're not a great unit. They can be passed on. And you have some weapons in the passing game for for Atlanta that are legit. You have multiple sets. Obviously, they just trade Sanu, but you still have Ridley. You still have, you still have Julio, and you have Austin Hooper, who's emerging as a decent target as a tight end. So there's going to be opportunity for you to pass your way back into this game if you're Atlanta. That opens the door up for a backdoor cover, and I think that's probably the only way I could see playing that. I would immediately deconstruct some of that though, because Atlanta's offensive line is playing so poorly right now, and you're going up against a really hungry, getting healthy unit with Reed back, with potentially Ziggy Ansah back, with Clowney playing up his level week in, week out here. So this has a potential for, if you throw an injured Matt Ryan out there, he gets hurt again, or if you throw Schaub out there, then you're basically waving the white flag on this game in your season. So I don't know if there's any number where I can say, yeah, it makes sense to take the points with Atlanta in this one.